to say right now. There's a great champion. It's his birthday. I have too much respect for him, and he can still kick my ass. So
don't worry, I won't translate. So you can say whatever you want.
No, it's okay. Though, by the way, I mean, this fighter's not a runner, and if there's one thing for certain about the man I'm going to bring up here to say a few words. First of all, it's actually a pleasure. It's appropriate that one of the greatest fighters of all time, one of the greatest fighters in the history of boxing, would get up and speak before I have the pleasure of introducing one of the greatest fighters who's fighting today, one of the greatest fighters in the world today. And I think that's appropriate, and it's an honor, actually, to follow up Julio no matter what he has to say. Sergio Martinez doesn't fight just for himself, never has. And one of the things I think Samson was alluding to before is I have never, in my 24 years of boxing, worked with a fighter who was more committed to social consciousness, to charitable work, to philanthropy, and to causes than Sergio Martinez. The work he's done against domestic violence, his dedication to fighting violence against women is unprecedented in almost any sport. Every time we travel to a different city, wherever he travels around the world, he goes to women's shelters. You're not allowed to bring press with you. There are no cameras with him. He goes in alone, and he goes in to try to empower those women, encourage them to get away from dangerous situations, to get away from men who touch them and abuse their children. And that's not a man who fights for himself. His work against bullying, he's mentored a young girl who just recently graduated, went back to school after being bullied out of her grammar school. He's spent timeless, hours, endless hours combating bullying, and particularly using the fact that he's a Latino male, where machismo is such a big deal, to combat bullying, to combat domestic violence, speaks volumes for the kind of person he is. And he comes to this game from a very different place than Junior. Junior's fortunate. His father was a legend. His father was a multimillionaire. It's wonderful to be born rich. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being raised rich. If I was able to have arranged that for myself, I would have been all for it. Unfortunately, sometimes that's not how life works. Sergio Martinez was raised shoeless, basically. Wearing clothes made out of, handmade by his mother in the poorest ghettos of Argentina. Having to become an athlete to feed himself, to feed his family. Coming to this game from the depths of abject poverty to become a millionaire and a world champion. And to do it, frankly, in his 30s, when no one knew who this man was until he was about 33, 34 years old. And to basically achieve success late in his career. Junior is now a household name in multiple countries, in Mexico and throughout the Latino world, also becoming a superstar in American boxing and doing it as a young man. This guy had to pay dues his whole life. Sergio Martinez is a reason that people consider him the second or third best fighter in the world, because he is a singular talent, and not because he runs in circles. And he's knocked out almost all of his opposition as he's moved up in weight. In fact, at middleweight, he's been a knockout artist, though power is not his game. Power is Junior's game. Size is Junior's advantage. His advantage is speed, elusiveness, science, the science of boxing. And the science of boxing, that speed and that elusiveness, will translate itself to power on September 15th. And on September 15th, the world's going to know why Sergio Martinez, at this moment in time, is the second or third best fighter on the planet. And as the preparations for this fight unfold, as HBO does its 24/7 show, as we see the promotion for this event, they're also going to see what kind of man Sergio Martinez is, and how he's truly a role model for young people, not only in the sport of boxing, but young people everywhere on this planet. And it's my pleasure and honor to bring up the true middleweight champion of the world, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Sergio Martinez.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome everybody. Bienvenido, buenas tardes para todos. I want thanks to HBO, one more time, HBO Pay-Per-View, and the Top Rank, and Divel Entertainment, and Ludi Vela, and Babarum, and Samson Lekovic. Today is a good day. Okay, quiero decir ahora en español.
I want to say this in Spanish now.
Que feliz cumpleaños para el señor Chavez.
Happy birthday to Senior.
Fue bueno verlo soplar las velas aquí delante de todos nosotros.
It's very nice to see him in front of all of us.
Y que Pues mañana le voy a regalar un biberón para que le pueda regalar a su niño porque va a ser lo último que va a celebrar este año.
Tomorrow I plan to give him a nice bowl of baby bowl for his son. That it will be very nice for him to give it to him.
Y comentarle que si no le sacó la foto ayer o no le saca la foto hoy a Junior,
I hope so that he take a picture today or tomorrow.
Por lo menos que se lleve el DNI, el carnet de identidad, para que lo reconozcan al otro día después del combate conmigo.
Because after the fight, he will not recognize his own son, or maybe need to have a DNA.
Porque te voy a dar una paliza, Junior.
Because I plan to really beat you up, Junior.
Muy bien, estoy muy motivado, muy contento, muy feliz porque este combate se haya realizado.
I have a lot of pleasure and I'm very motivated for this fight.
Ya que tanto él como su equipo, como Fernando Beltrán, estuvieron escapando como gallinas, bien como dije, como gallinas durante mucho tiempo.
Always I say that not only himself, his promoter and Fernando Beltrán, he chicken out for a long time.
Recuerdo a Fernando Beltrán preguntarle por quién va a apostar ese día. Que no se equivoque, y que no apueste con el corazón. Si quiere ganar, que no apueste con el corazón.
If you want to win that day and you want to bet money, then not bet with the heart, because if not, you will lose a lot of money.
Y a Junior esperarlo el 15, que vamos a ver quién es el que corre esa noche.
And on September 15, I want to see who is running that night.
Y vi un entrenamiento de él que lo hace con un bate de béisbol, porque le recomiendo que suba con ese bate de béisbol al ring, porque si no va a ser imposible que pueda resistir en pie conmigo.
I saw him in a training camp that he used a bat to exercise, so maybe we should bring the bat to the fight. This is the only way maybe can win.
Espero que lo vean bien hoy, porque no lo van a reconocer después del 15 de septiembre.
I want everybody to see him well, because you will never recognize after that fight in September 15.
Feliz cumpleaños a Chavez, padre, de vuelta, y feliz por haberlo visto soplar las velas. Muchas gracias.
Happy birthday to his father, and he's very happy that he blew the candles. Thank you.
And now to introduce the champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Please welcome again to the microphone, Fernando Beltrán.
Well, it's a real pleasure to introduce one of the biggest attractions in the sport today. I believe he's going to become, after September 15, not only one of the three biggest attractions in the sport, but one of the three biggest fighters in the sport. After he beats Martinez, and after he wins on September 15, he will become one of the best fighters pound for pound in the world. So it's a real pleasure to introduce to you, from Culiacán, Sinaloa, Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez Carrasco.
Bueno, primero que nada, agradecer a todos por estar aquí.
First of all, I would like to thank everybody for being here.
Quiero agradecer al casino, a HBO por el apoyo, y a todos los patrocinadores por el apoyo para la pelea.
I would like to thank Wynn Resort and of course HBO and all the sponsors for the support of this fight.
También quiero dar pues gracias a Dios de que se me presente esta gran oportunidad. Creo que voy a pelear con un gran campeón. Creo que el día 15 de septiembre tengo una gran oportunidad de callarle la boca.
Well, I would like to thank God because He gave me this great opportunity to fight this great champion, and I have this great opportunity to shut his mouth.
Creo que me menosprecia mucho como peleador. Creo que me ha menospreciado mucho. El 15 de septiembre se va a llevar una gran sorpresa. No sabe con quién va a pelear.
He doesn't believe in me. He doesn't believe in my talent. And on September 15, he underestimated me. And on September 15, he's gonna have a real surprise.
Me dijeron que después de la pelea ya no le van a decir Maravilla, le van a decir Maraniña.
They said after the fight, he's no longer is gonna be marvelous. He's gonna be Margirl.
Bueno, como digo, estoy muy emocionado, la verdad, es una gran pelea para mí, muy contento de esta pelea, me voy a preparar bien duro, Y el día 15 de septiembre, que no les quede duda que voy a ganar. El día 15 de septiembre le voy a ganar a Maravilla.
I'm very excited. Honestly, I'm very excited. I'm going to prepare myself very hard. And don't have any doubts that on September 15, I'm going to beat Maravilla Martinez.
Bueno, gracias. No quiero hablar mucho. 15 de septiembre voy a hablar arriba del ring. Lo voy a noquear. Gracias.
I won't like to talk that much, but on September 15, I'm going to speak inside the ring. I'm going to knock him out. Thank you.
Okay, that's about does it. Remember, tickets go on sale on Thursday, Thomas and Mack, and on their website. This is going to really be a fight. The middleweight division has had some of the greatest fights in history. Hagler and Leonard, Hagler and Hearns, Monzon and Valdez. I mean, throughout history, the middleweight division has